Hi, my name is Jessica Soriano, and I'm an associate therapist at the Center for Growth. Have you ever found yourself walking on eggshells around somebody, unsure of what to say or do to keep the peace? Whether it's a partner, a parent, a coworker, or a friend, interacting with somebody who's emotionally immature can feel really overwhelming. You might feel drained, confused, or even angry after talking with them. That's completely normal. Today I'd like to talk about how to protect yourself in these situations, and I'll call them managing emotional takeovers. Let's dive into some practical strategies. So you might be asking yourself, what is emotional immaturity? Emotionally immature people often have difficulty managing their emotions, lack empathy, and can be manipulative. They might have mood swings, engage in blame shifting, and need constant validation. The term emotional takeover was coined by Dr. Lindsay Gibson. It describes moments when emotionally immature individuals dominate interactions, focusing only on their needs, often leaving the other person feeling exhausted and unheard. Fortunately, there are steps you can take to manage these emotional takeovers without losing yourself. And I'm going to go through these guidelines now. Step 1 is about predicting their reactions. Step 1 is learning to predict the emotionally immature person's behavior, and this begins by recognizing 3 key patterns: domination, devaluation, and diversion. Each of these patterns is designed to shift the focus onto that person, leaving the other person they're speaking to feeling powerless. Here's how to tell the difference. Domination. Domination is when the person constantly shifts the conversation back to themselves, turning every situation into a me narrative. They might hijack the conversation, ignore your concerns, and refuse to acknowledge your feelings altogether. You'll notice that the discussion often becomes centered around their needs and that your needs are unaddressed. Devaluation. Devaluation is when they put you down or invalidate your feelings. This can take the form of blame, criticism, or even threats. You might hear things like, "You're too sensitive," or "I was just joking." Their tone, words, and even their body language are all designed to make you feel less than, leading to self-doubt and confusion. And diversion. Diversion is when the emotionally immature person shifts the conversation away from the issue at hand. They might use tactics like changing the subject, deflecting blame, or even making you question your own reality. That is gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of manipulation where the person makes you doubt your perceptions and memories by distorting reality. They might say things like, "That never happened," or "I don't remember that," or "You're remembering it wrong." Over time, gaslighting can make you feel confused and might make you question your sanity. Step 2 is about setting a clear goal for the interaction. Now that you can spot these patterns, step 2 is really about setting a clear goal for yourself for the interaction. Ask yourself, what do I need from this conversation? Is it to express my feelings, set a boundary, or simply be heard? Focus on what you have control over and the extent the goal is achievable, and what you're looking for from the specific interaction. Remember, you can't control the other person's reaction, but you can stay focused on your needs. Step 3 is staying in observation mode. During the interaction, this is very crucial to stay in observation mode instead of moving into reactivity. Instead of reacting emotionally, acting like you're observing the conversation from the outside is preferred. This will help you remain calm, detached, and it will help you to avoid the emotional pull. You can look for changes in the other person's emotional state and be more attuned to what is not pertinent to the conversation. Step 4 is staying grounded in yourself. This involves clearly understanding your specific needs and changes in your own emotional state. Identify a one-sentence goal for the conversation and keep coming back to it. Keep it as a mantra to help you stay on track. It's also helpful to stay in tune with how you're feeling during the conversation. Paying attention to unpleasant feelings like confusion, exhaustion, frustration, and guilt can be helpful to start to identify a shift in conversation and when things are getting derailed. And finally, we have step 5, which is all about setting boundaries and advocating for yourself. Let's look at how this might play out in specific examples for domination, devaluation, and diversion. If someone's dominating the conversation and dismissing your needs, you might say something like, I see you want to talk about blank, but let's finish this first. Or, what you're saying is important, but let's stay focused on the original issue. This keeps the conversation on track and prevents the other person from taking over. It also acknowledges what they're saying. Next is devaluation. So during these moments when someone might invalidate you and they might have a harsh tone, what you can do here is set a clear boundary. An example of this might be, I didn't appreciate that tone. Please speak to me respectfully. Or, I need to stop making comments that put me down. If you're feeling unsafe, you can also step away from the conversation and ask the other person to pick it up at another time. And lastly is diversion. If the other person is diverting away from the issue, you can say things like, well, you might not think this is a big deal. This is important to me. Can I finish sharing? Or, what you're bringing up right now isn't relevant. Let's stay focused. This helps you regain control of the discussion. Emotional takeovers can be draining, but with awareness, clear goals, and strong boundaries, you can protect yourself. Remember, you deserve healthy, balanced relationships where your needs are respected. Thank you for watching. I hope these strategies help you manage emotional takeovers with resilience. Remember, be kind to yourself, and your emotional well-being matters. Take care.